Fats have often been viewed negatively in recent years due to their association with health-related concerns, especially when consumed in an unbalanced way. However, this perspective only represents one aspect of fat in modern diets. In this video, we aim to explore fat from a holistic viewpoint. It's important to remember that a fat source typically has a specific, fatty profile, which means it consists of various components, including saturated, unsaturated, monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and cholesterol in different proportions. We will also touch on the relevance of healthy fats in plant-based bodybuilding. Additionally, the source and method of fat consumed plays an important role in its dietary effects, as well as the individual. For instance, the difference between highly processed trans fats as opposed to natural saturated fat. An example of a trans fat in food could be highly processed, baked goods, fried foods, etc., which are different from natural sources of saturated fats. Also, that some trans fats may retain higher levels of omega-6, which is a large part of the Western diet. Unbalanced intake of omega-6 from unhealthy fatty profiles may create an environment that promotes chronic inflammation and over longer-term potential chronic issues. One of the reasons why trans fats became popular in processed foods is due to larger commercial output. This understanding primarily arises from the emphasis on the negative impacts of highly processed trans fats, trans fatty acids, found in partially hydrogenated oils, and high intakes of saturated fats. Also, it does not consider the important role of natural whole food fats as part of a balanced diet. Saturated fatty acid, SFA, is a type of fat that is solid at room temperature, found mainly in animal products such as ghee and some plant oils such as coconut oil, both of which have fatty acid profiles. Saturated fat can often be used as a blanket term for fats in food, while saturated fatty acids is a more technical term that refers to the specific type of fatty acid with no double bonds in its carbon chain. In essence, they are different terms for the same type of fat, but saturated fatty acids is more precise in a nutritional context. Similarly, in holistics, examples of saturated fatty acids include cow ghee and unrefined coconut oil, both of which are recognized for their potential nutritional advantages as well as caloric advantages in bodybuilding needs when consumed as part of a well-balanced diet. Specifically, these types of fats can provide energy, support hormone production, and contribute to the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins, which we discussed in our last video titled A2-Cow Ghee, Holistic Diet Bodybuilding. Additionally, fats such as ghee and coconut oil contain medium-chain triglycerides, MCTs, and other potential compounds that may be helpful in metabolism. The key is balance and quality. Therefore, understanding the difference between natural and highly processed sources can help make informed dietary choices. Further, reputable sources suggest that the widely held understanding that saturated fat intake is directly linked to increased health issues is incomplete. Evidence now suggests that this relationship may not be as clear-cut as previously understood, indicating there may be no significant correlation. Let's look at this a little more. According to Harcum, 2019, higher circulating levels of even-chain saturated fatty acids like palmitate are linked to metabolic syndrome and other concerns. Surprisingly, it is suggested that these circulating SFAs are more closely related to carbohydrate intake than dietary saturated fats. It is suggested that the amount of circulating SFAs in the blood isn't necessarily tied to saturated fat intake. Instead, it tracks closely with carbohydrate consumption. Taking this a little further, it is important to outline this is likely in view of highly processed refined carbs. Similarly, Iraqi et al. 2019 state that for bodybuilders during off-season, fat should be consumed in moderate amounts between 0.5 to 1.5 gram per kilogram of body weight per day. Whereas an individual with health concerns related to excess fat would not include particular fats in their diet to this extent and strictly limit quantity until desired healthful results are achieved. Subsequently, When we compare ancient diets to the modern-day diets and foods, predominantly excess seems to be a prominent theme in modern living, where there's a lot of everything, but quality and simplicity can be overshadowed by excess. A major difference between today and ancient diets is physical activity, which is a determining factor whether or not XYZ amount of fat is body-friendly or not. A key component of reaping dietary advantages of natural fats is moderation, in accordance with individual requirements and a balanced dietary practice. In context of bodybuilding plant-based diets, healthy fats are important to a holistic approach. We consider how excess refined carbs may influence circulating saturated fatty acids, SFAs. Refined carbohydrates, such as refined bread and sugary snacks, may rapidly elevate blood sugar levels, leading to a swift release of insulin. This hormone helps cells absorb glucose for immediate energy, but when excess glucose is available, insulin may promote its conversion into fat through lipogenesis and may result in increased fat storage and elevated circulating saturated fatty acids in the blood. Additionally, refined carbs often leave you feeling hungrier, driving excessive consumption due to their quick digestion and lack of fiber. Essentially, several of these types of foods are categorized as empty calories. In contrast, whole food carbohydrates promote satiety and provide a slow release of energy, effectively engaging the gut-brain axis, which helps regulate appetite. As a result, whole food carbs are typically consumed in moderation, effectively fulfilling hunger without leading to overeating. This difference in physiological response underscores how refined carbs can contribute to higher SFA levels in the bloodstream, exacerbating weight gain and metabolic issues. Elevated insulin levels promote fat storage by inhibiting fat breakdown and enhancing the conversion of excess glucose into saturated fatty acids, SFAs, through de novo lipogenesis. This altered metabolic pathway increases circulating SFAs in the bloodstream, contributing to weight gain and metabolic imbalances. In Ayurvedic principles, these are categorized as imbalances and blockages. So, as well as considering fat content in certain foods, the carbohydrate content must also be considered. Next, we examine the smoke point of healthy fats, especially in oils and ghee, and what is often overlooked. The smoke point of fat is the temperature where it starts to smoke and break down, which can impact flavor and create harmful compounds. Different fats have varying smoke points. Comparatively, ghee has a high smoke point. Here are some useful points. 1. Heat can cause the loss of beneficial nutrients, particularly antioxidants and other sensitive compounds present in the oil. 2. When oil is overheated beyond its smoke point, it can produce harmful compounds such as acrolein, which can irritate the eyes and throat, and other potentially toxic substances. Acrolein is a toxic byproduct of lipid peroxidation, is formed during the heating of cooking oils, and is also present in foods. Lipid peroxidation is the oxidative degradation of lipids, a process where free radicals damage lipids linked to cellular damage, affecting membrane integrity, altering signaling pathways, and promoting inflammation. It is associated with neurodegenerative cardiovascular issues and aging. Antioxidants, such as vitamins C and E, glutathione, and other phytochemicals, can play a crucial role in protecting the body from oxidative stress by inhibiting this and neutralizing the reactive species. Based on this premise, cow ghee has both a high smoke point as well as a source of fat-soluble vitamins. Overall, a small amount of fat is an essential part of a balanced diet. Fat serves as a source of essential fatty acids that the body cannot produce on its own. Here are some final points on healthy fat. 1. Hormones, such as estrogen and testosterone, are derived from cholesterol, a type of fat. Consuming healthy fats helps synthesize these hormones. 2. Healthy fats enhance the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins A, D, E, and K, crucial for hormone production and regulation. These vitamins require the presence of fats for proper absorption. 3. Healthy fats help in stabilizing blood sugar levels. 4. Inflammation. Omega-3 fatty acids can reduce inflammation, positively impacting hormone production. 5. Fats are vital for maintaining cell membrane integrity, which is important for hormone signaling and receptor function. 6. Healthy fats provide concentrated energy, important for hormone production during stress or physical exertion. Remember, even healthy fat is limited to moderation, subject to individual suitability and individual health status.